Today we're going to be taking a look at a Palomino 1251. This video will also cover the Palomino 1200 as they're almost identical with the exception of the 1200 not having a bathroom. We're going to go over the features and how to get started camping, so let's hop right into it. First, we're going to start off at the front of the camper by turning on the battery disconnect. This will allow us to get ready to lift the top of the unit. But before we can do that, we need to go around to all four corners and undo the clips holding the top in place. Once all the clips are removed, you can go around to the back of the camper and open up the entry door. You'll notice on the left-hand side the activation button. Push that, and when it turns green, you know that the system is ready to go. And then last step is you need to hold the select button on the top of the remote to make sure that the indicator is red. The remote should be located on the left panel right inside the door. Now that the system's on, hold the arrow for the auxiliary 1 button, and then you're going to lift the top until your jacks either stop themselves or the fabric is reasonably tight. Now that the top is up, let's finish getting set up. Next, we're going to go around to the propane tank and open up the bottle so we can have LP to our LP appliances. Then we're going to go around to the driver's side and plug in our 30 amp shore power cable. Next, we're going to go ahead and get some water in the unit. If you need water on the go, you can go ahead and fill up your fresh tank through your gravity fill. This will add some additional weight while traveling though, so that's something to keep in mind. If you know you're going directly to a campsite, you can just wait till you get there and plug up straight to your city water connection and have unlimited supply of water straight from the campground spigot. If you do decide to use your fresh tank, you will need to turn on the water pump. This is not necessary for city water. Now that we have water in the camper, you can use your outdoor shower. The outdoor shower does have cold and hot water, but if you need hot water, you will need to make sure your water heater's on. Outside, make sure that the on and off switch is in the on position. Then go inside where you'll find the second panel and just make sure that when you hit the power button, that turns on as well. From there, you have instant hot water every time you turn on a faucet. Now we can head inside and start by turning on the light switch right as you come in the door. We'll start by turning on either the AC unit or the furnace, whichever one is applicable for that time of year. And then for those spring or fall days where it's kind of in between, you also have the electric fan on the roof to get a nice circulation of air through the unit. Continuing with our appliances, you have the Dometic 3-way fridge. This is going to work on DC, AC, and propane. If you open up the door and look on the bottom panel of the fridge, you'll find the instructions to operate on all modes. Along with the fridge and the rest of the kitchen, you also have the 2-burner stovetop. This is going to run off of propane. Then of course, you have the kitchen faucet, but more importantly, you have 2 outlets on a GFCI circuit located in the kitchen area. The main breaker for the GFCI circuit can be found right on the right-hand panel closer to the floor. And then just down to the left of that, you have your main converter box that has the breakers and fuses for everything else in the unit. Breakers are going to be 120 appliances such as your AC and possibly fridge, and then fuses are going to be DC. Right above that, you've got your solar charge controller. This is just regulating incoming power from the solar panels on the roof. Short of making any drastic changes to the system, this should be set up and ready to go straight from the factory. Now just to cover a few safety features while we're still in this area, you've got the carbon monoxide or LP detector located right by your converter. Closer to the door, you have your fire extinguisher, and on the ceiling, you've got your smoke detector. Now you'll notice that in the same area as that smoke detector, you have little white hooks on the ceiling. This is where you're going to hang your hanging wardrobes or pantries. These simply just snap right into place, and there's spaces both on the driver's side and passenger side over the kitchen and the couch for these storage bins. In addition, you'll also find storage on both sides of the bed and at the foot of the bed closer to the dinette. So we're covered on storage space, but how about sleeping space? In addition to the main bed, you can also turn your dinette into a secondary sleeping space. You'll notice the 4 bumpers on each panel of the dinette walls. Use the supplied wooden panel to rest on top of each one of those bumpers. And then you're going to use the additional cushion and lay that over top. Now you have an extra bed. Now, let's take a look at the bathroom. Again, this is only going to apply for the 1251. First, go outside and find your gray and black dumping station. Make sure that the two handles, both gray and black, are pushed in and that the cap is on before use. Once that's done, you can use the toilet and flush as needed by pushing the front foot pedal down. You also have the shower in the unit. Again, this is cold and hot water supply, just like the rest of the faucets in the unit. Underneath the faucet, you have a dry storage area for all your shower supplies, and you have the main pull-around curtain to keep water in the shower and out of the camper. Well, that wraps up the Palomino 1250 and 1200. All that's left now is to go camping.